What if the person who sat beside you every single day, the one you called your best friend, was never really on your side at all? This is the story of Aaron. A quiet, honest boy who made the mistake that so many of us make. He trusted someone completely, without ever questioning what that person was truly capable of. And in a single afternoon, that trust almost destroyed everything. This is a story about betrayal, loyalty, and what it really means to know someone. It was a normal school day. Aaron sat at his desk the way he always did, quietly, focused, working through the pages of his book while the rest of the class buzzed around him. He was the kind of student teachers never worried about. Steady. Reliable. Never in trouble. Then his best friend Bob, sitting right beside him, slid a small folded note across the desk. Aaron picked it up without thinking, the way you do when someone you trust passes you something. He unfolded it. Read it once. Then read it again. I stole $3,000 from the teacher's bag. Please help me hide it. Aaron's hands went cold. He looked up slowly and saw exactly what the note had warned him about, the teacher moving carefully from desk to desk, lifting bags, checking beneath books. He turned to Bob with a look that asked every question at once. Bob's eyes were already filling with tears. It's for my little brother, Bob whispered urgently. He's in the hospital. He needs surgery. Aaron, please. I don't want him to die. You're my best friend. Please. Aaron sat completely frozen. He had known Bob for years. He had been to his house, met his family, shared everything with him. And now Bob was sitting beside him shaking, crying, asking him for the one thing Aaron could not bring himself to give. Before Aaron could even form the words of a response, the teacher arrived at Bob's desk. She lifted the bag. And a bundle of cash, $1,500, fell directly onto the desk in front of the entire class. The room went completely silent. Then everyone gasped at once. The school security guard walked over immediately. And in that moment, before Aaron could process what was happening, Bob turned and pointed straight at him. It was Aaron, Bob said clearly. He stole it. He put it in my bag. Aaron felt the air leave his chest. What? No, that is not true. Bob pressed further, his voice steady and convincing in a way that made Aaron's skin go cold. Check his locker. You will find proof in there. They were escorted down the hallway together, Aaron's mind spinning furiously. What proof? There was nothing in his locker. There was never anything in his locker except textbooks and a water bottle. He had nothing to hide because he had done nothing wrong. But somewhere deep in his stomach, something felt very wrong. He glanced at Bob as they walked, and for just a fraction of a second he saw it, a small, quick smile crossing his friend's face before it disappeared behind the tears again. Aaron punched in his locker code with trembling fingers. The door swung open. And sitting right on top of his books, in a place where it absolutely should not have been, was a blue gift box he had never seen before in his life. The teacher stepped forward and opened it herself. When she looked inside, she began to cry. Her late mother's ring was inside, along with the remaining $1,500. Aaron's voice cracked completely. I have never seen that box before in my life. He put it there. He is framing me. Bob looked at the room with wide, innocent eyes. Why would I ever frame my own best friend? At the principal's office, everything moved fast and mercilessly. The police explained that what they were looking at was a juvenile felony. Stolen money. A stolen sentimental ring. Evidence found in a student's locker. Aaron sat with tears running down his face and pleaded his innocence over and over, but the security camera in that hallway had been malfunctioning all day, and there was nothing concrete to support his word against the evidence in front of them. One of the officers reached for a pair of handcuffs. And then the door burst open. Bob's younger brother walked in. He was completely calm, the opposite of everything the room expected. He looked around at the officers, at the principal, at Aaron, and at Bob. Then he spoke. "My brother told you I was having surgery, didn't he?" He dropped a document flat on the table. Medical records. Proof that he was perfectly healthy. No surgery. No hospital. No emergency. Then he opened a second box he had been carrying. Inside were watches, 2 phones, and a thick stack of cash. "This is everything Bob has stolen from people this year," he said quietly. "I am not going to let someone else go to jail for what my brother did." Bob lunged forward but was restrained immediately by the officers in the room. As he was taken away, Aaron sat completely still, not relieved, not angry, just hollow in the way you feel when something you believed in absolutely turns out to have never been real at all. Aaron walked out of that school that afternoon a free person. But freedom did not feel the way he expected it to. Because the thing that had almost destroyed him was not a stranger, not an enemy, not someone who had ever shown him a reason to be careful. It was the person he had trusted the most completely. And that is the part of this story that stays with you. We spend so much energy worrying about the people we do not know, the strangers, the outsiders, the ones who never earned our trust. But the truth is that the most dangerous betrayals never come from strangers. They come from the people who already know your locker combination. They come from the people who have sat beside you long enough to know exactly how to use your goodness against you. Aaron's story is a reminder, not to close your heart, not to stop trusting people, but to pay attention. Because loyalty is not proved by how many years someone has been beside you. It is proved by what they do when it costs them something. If this story hit close to home, drop a comment below. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because every week, we bring you a new story that makes you think, feel, and see the world a little differently. We will see you in the next one.